Happy New Year, you hears. It's 2020. Can you believe it? Oh my God. We made it. We made it. Happy New Year. I just wanted to drop a video before the week is over so I can say that I dropped one in the first week of the new year. But oh my God, we're here. We made it. I spent my New Year's Eve making money, surrounded by money. So I brought in the new year the right way. So yes, I hope you guys did as well. So today we're going to be talking about protocols of short-term freestyling. And for those who do not remember or haven't watched the previous videos, which I don't see why you didn't, short-term freestyling is when you go out the same day and a guy gives you money the same day. But before I begin though, please make sure you like and subscribe below so that more people can find it. And as usual, my disclaimer, this is what I know to be true for me. You do not have to watch this video or follow my advice, period. And also another disclaimer, I do not support nor do I recommend doing anything illegal. So, say no to time wasters. Okay, on to it. So you met your guy while you're out and about freestyling. You vetted him and you believe he has money to blow. So now what? Usually the guy will make a comment to let you know that he knows your time isn't free. I've had guys in the past say things like, oh, I'm gonna give you some shopping money. Or, we'll need to stop by the ATM so you can tell me what you need. Stuff like that. Like, they lead it because they know what's up. Like, you don't have to like worry about, oh, how do I bring it up? Never. Under no circumstance should you ever let a guy treat you like a prostitute. As in, he's asking you for sexual favors and then asking you how much. No, that's a no-no. We're not prostitutes here. No. Okay. I'm going to tell you a story time of how I accidentally made money while I was in Vegas, and hopefully this will kind of give you an idea of how to conduct yourself while short-term freestyling. So this was a couple of years ago. I was partying out in Vegas with some civvy friends, civilian friends, and for those of you that are not here's, those are basically people that are not here's. I was sharing a room with one of my girlfriends, and she knows I only date men with money, but she doesn't really know about my companion side, if you will. Anywho, we had partied the night before until like 7 a.m., so we practically slept all day and woke up around 7 p.m. We decided we weren't going to go clubbing again that night, but we weren't just going to stay inside because, come on, it's Vegas. So we went to dinner and then ended up at a bar, which turned out to be the Hair Bar. Respond to this video in our Patreon page, patreon.com/TSEGP, and I'll tell you the bar that we were at. It's only $1 a month to join, and that helps with admin costs and, you know, supports the show. In any case, I found out that it was a hoe bar based on all the guys propositioning us, as well as confirming later with a colleague of mine that lives there, that it was indeed the hoe bar. In fact, I went back and I made money with that colleague like a few months, or maybe, was it last year? Many times we've made money at this bar, just put it that way. Mind you, this is a 5-star hotel and casino. Okay, so we kept dismissing guys because they kept coming up to us one by one, approaching us like we were prostitutes. Like, how dare they? Their lines were something like, how much for you and your friend? Or flat out, how much? Like, come on now, that's no way to approach a lady. Oh, and here's a tip for you. If you want short-term money, go out right before things close. As in, when the guys have been out and about and they struck out and they're desperate. Like, they weren't able to pick up, you know, free dumb civilian girls that, you know, are drunk at the bar. So they're desperate, and that's when you go in for the kill. So if you're like, oh, when do I go? And I'm trying to, you know, get some money tonight. Go out right before things close in your town, wherever you are. If stuff closes at 1 a.m., I mean 2 a.m., because I think that's pretty much it for the early cities. If it closes at 2 a.m., you need to be at the bar by like midnight-ish, because that's when people are going to be rolling around. And we happen to go to this bar at this particular time that the clubs are starting to let out a little bit. Guys were getting tired of chasing girls with no avail. Guys were getting tired of buying drinks and not getting it and not having anything to show for it. So they were desperate. That's why they were coming up to us, basically just asking us how much. And it's Vegas too. So there were definitely hoes about. You could see them. They weren't even discreet about it. They were just walking around, like they were on a fashion show, like on display. So it was Vegas is different, but in other cities, you're going to have to be a lot more discreet. Like you can't be doing, you shouldn't be doing that anyway. You're just supposed to just be pretty and draw them to you with your persona. Anywho, we kept dismissing the guys, and then this one guy comes over to me, and instead of doing the okey doke like the rest of the guys, he addresses me directly, and he asked me, "Do you want to go upstairs?" And I was like, "What's upstairs?" And then he responded, "Me." And I was like, let me think about it. So he went away. 5 minutes later, he came back and he was like, "So did you think about it?" And I was like, "Yeah, but I think I'm going to pass." He walked away kind of bummed out. And then 5 minutes later, he came back and he said, "Okay, well, at least can you gamble with me? I'll give you and your friends some chips." Boom. He showed me a handful of his high dollar chips he was holding, and he handed me and my girlfriend $300 each. So my vanilla girlfriend made money that night just by hanging out with me. And this is not the first time I've made my vanilla friends money, by the way. Anywho, we head over to a blackjack table because that's the only thing I remotely know how to play. I'm not really a big gambler. Something about giving my money away doesn't really do it for me, but some of the guys I like, they love to gamble, so I go and they give me chips. Anyways, so we kept pretending to lose, and he kept handing us more chips. I think my girlfriend ended up getting like $600 in chips. And then after a few hands, he leans over and he says, "Please just come upstairs with me." So I was like, all right, this guy seems like he's cool. So I decided to go for it. I told my girlfriend, I was like, "Hey, I'm going to go see what he's about, and I'll meet you back in the room." And she was like, "Okay, have fun." She was so happy that she made money. She didn't even give a shit. She was just like, yes. Anyways, so I go upstairs with him to his suite. Nice suite. So, the money was just there. And I saw the rest of the chips in his pocket too. So that was my goal, was to get all those chips. Anyways, he opens up the mini bar. He asked me what I wanted, like a gentleman. Like these are things that you should watch out for. They're not like pushy or aggressive. Yeah, he was desperate, but he wasn't like those guys that were just cross, like, "Oh, how much?" Anyways, he opens up his minibar, asks me what I wanted. Of course, I pointed to the champagne. He starts pouring me a glass, and I asked him, "Where are the rest of your chips?" He grabbed a handful out of his pocket and handed them to me. The funny thing about chips is that, especially the girls that are in Vegas, the men, for some reason, don't see it as real money. So they don't mind giving you everything. So I put the chips in my purse, and we hung out for a bit. We danced, laughed, had some fun, yada, yada, yada. He wanted me to spend the night, but I really didn't feel like sleeping in my makeup. Plus, he had an early flight the next morning, and I didn't want to deal with any of that. I wanted to just go to bed and, crash in my own bed, in my room. So I left just before the sun came up. I went straight to the cashier and cashed my chips and headed back to my room, which was just a short walk from the hotel. Because you know how a lot of the hotels, they're kind of connected in Vegas, and my hotel happened to be like right next to his, like literally a short walk. Anyways, my girlfriend asked me how it went. I just showed her my water cash, and she was like, "Yeah." So she I don't know, it's like they get it, but they don't know that, I run a business, you know what I'm saying? Like, they just know that I just date men with money and I get money. So you need friends like that too, that are not all judgmental and, "Oh my God, I can't believe whatever." In any case, I told you that story to let you know the most important protocol of it all. If it doesn't flow smoothly, do not force it. I'm going to repeat that. If it doesn't flow smoothly, do not force it. So don't try to make anything happen. It's supposed to happen naturally. The guy is supposed to naturally take the lead and basically give you all his money. Well, at least give you some money. Not all his money, but you know what I'm saying. They're gonna be the one to lead that conversation. The guys that are worth anything know what's up, and they will usually lead the sequence of events, as they should. Do not bring up anything about money. Just talk about how you like to be spoiled, and if they play dumb or try to ask you graphic sexual questions, just dismiss them. We don't need men that are crass and rude. We don't need those types of men in our lives because they're usually broke anyway. When a guy is so like pressed about money, he doesn't have it. Guys with money don't really talk about it like that. They'll flex in other ways by literally just giving it to you or saying here's some shopping money or whatever. Like they don't like nickel and dime you. So stay away from guys like that. But yeah, that's pretty much it, ladies. I hope this helps a little bit. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them under this video on the show's Patreon page, patreon.com/TSEGP. It's only $1 a month, like I said before. So get out there and prosper. Bye. Cheers.